Inside are off to a great start. They've played 6 games already, including the first test, and amassed 234 points for and 58 against. How do you think, as we've got 21 games unbeaten in the league on the run, how do you think we'll go on today?
I don't think it'll be as hard as everyone thinks it is. They have got a good record, but I don't think they've played any good sides. Wigan got within 8 points of them, and Wigan were very lucky to beat us, I thought. I think if we just stick to our guns, we can beat them.
Yes.
They're not supermen.
Well, that's true, they're not supermen. As you say, Wigan were very fortunate to beat us, and we are the best side in the league at present. Now, obviously, with you being an Australian and you want to play against your home country, it's going to be a great opportunity to, obviously, you're playing against probably Peter Sterling and Wally Lewis at half-back, but I think since you've come, you've brought the best out in Neil Holding, and I think you're a tremendous half-back. So it's how do you think you'll go on against those two?
I've played against Peter Sterling. He is the greatest half-back in the world, I think. Wally Lewis, I've only ever seen him play. I've never played against him, so you can ask me after the game how I think about him. But I think the greatest compliment for me and Neil is that we're both the same type of player. I think I've just given him more freedom because other 5'8" just stand there and pass where I will run. Actually, I'm an actual halfback, so I play like Neil, so it gives him a bit more freedom, I think. So I don't know who to watch, me or him.
Yeah, that's true. Now, unfortunately, Pat Jarvis picked up a 2-match suspension. He must be really sick today. He just missed out on a tour place, I believe, and unfortunately he won't be playing today. He'll be a spectator. I mean, he would have definitely been a good asset to our side today. Yeah,
it's definitely a blow. Pat's sort of adverse. He knows what the Australians are like. It would have been good, but I think we've got blokes there to stand in are just as good as Pat. I think the main thing we'll probably miss is just Pat's hardness. He's just there all the time. He's super fit. You know, he's a good front rower. But I don't think we'll lack anything on the blokes that are replacing him.
Now, obviously, I would imagine Mal Meninga will be out for Australia today, and he's going to be a Saint next year again, next season. How do you think we'll contend with him? I believe he's on the wing today.
Yeah, he's on the wing. We're just hoping the ball doesn't get out to him. He is a hard man to tackle, but if we can get up on him before he gets his pace going, I think we can handle him. We've handled him before in the clubs in Australia, so I think we should be able to handle him.
And this is what it's going to be all about today, tackling, isn't it? Tackling's the name of the game, and the Australians certainly tackle hard, and that's what we'll have to do today.
Yeah. Defence is the name of the game in Australia. Over here it's more attack than defence. You've got to score more points than them. In Australia, if you can stop them from scoring points, well, you win the game. If we can keep our defence intact, I think our attacking record will see us through. I think we can beat them.
Okay, thank you very much, Brett.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to Knowsley Road, St Helens. The date, the 2nd of November 1986. What a tremendous game we have in prospect here. The all-conquering Australians versus St Helens. St Helens, 21 league wins on the trot, up against, as we say, the all-conquering Australians. They've done us proud today. They've named 13 of the first test players in the 15-man squad today. I'll go through, so obviously the Aussies mean business. I'll go through the teams with you now. St Helens, of course, first. Number 1, Beavers. Number 2, Ledger. 3, Lachlan. 4, Halliwell. 5, McCormick. 6, Clark. 7, Holding. Number 8, Burke. 9, Liptrot, back after injury. 10, Paul Farber, also back after injury. 11, Andy Platt. 12, Roy Haggerty. Good welcome back to Chris Arkwright, number 13, our captain. He's had a very bad groin injury after that semi-final with Wigan. Substitutes today, Sean Allen 14, Paul Round 15. On Australia, number 1, Jack. Number 2, Shearer. Number 3, Kenny. Number 4, Miles. 5, Mal Meninga. 6, Lewis. 7, Sterling. 8, Darling. 9, Simmons. 10, Roach. 11, Cleal. 12, Niebling. And 13, Lidner. Substitutes for Australia, 14, Lamb. And 15, Dunn. Since the war, Saints have played Australia 13 times, having won 7 and lost 6. with the biggest win for Saints being the 56-57 season when they hammered Australia 44 points to 2. As Alex Murphy, our coach here, almost 12 months at St Helens now, having been appointed coach on 18th of November 1985. So we hope to do well today. His first chance as coach for St Helens in a representative match. Both teams lining up now, ready for the national anthems. It's the Murder St Helens now meeting the St Helens team. Chairman Larry Prescott following him on. As I say, Australia formidable opponents today. Wally Lewis, today's captain, also captain of the Australian tourists. One of 4 Wynnum Manly players from Brisbane. Also another player from Brisbane, Brian Niebling. All the rest are from New South Wales, with 2 from Parramatta, 2 from Balmain. Mal Meninga, the sole, 1 from Canberra, 1 from Penrith, 2 from Manly, New South Wales, and both substitutes today, Lamb and Dunn, coming from Canterbury Bankstown. I'll hand you over now to my co-commentator for today, Alex Service.
Thank you, Ron. The Saints, of course, hoping to do well today against the so far invincible Kangaroos. They have a lot to live down, of course, from 1982. And now we await the national anthems of both countries. Our own national anthem, hopefully treated with a lot more respect. Well, here we go. A beautiful day here at Nosey Road. We're in for a storming game. Needless to say, that's the Saints coach, Alex Murphy. These Saints players should need very little psyching up for this game. Part of this best side crowd this afternoon appear to have divided loyalties. I wonder why. This Australian side are absolutely enormous. Very big pack of forwards, and also two very big centres this afternoon. Brett Kenny, Gene Miles, Mal Meninga. I'm sure Coach Murphy's pre-match talk to his team will centre around speed and more speed. Meanwhile, Mal Meninga bows to the popular side. An uncharacteristic number 5 on his jersey, the big man today. The Saints welcome back Graham Littrox and Chris Arkwright. Chris Arkwright in absolutely incredible form this season. Would have been nice to have had him in the first test against the Kangaroos. Great feeling of expectation here as Neil Holding starts for the Saints. Referee Lindop waves play on, no knock on. The first tackles come in from McCormack and Steve Halliwell. Tackles coming in now thick and fast. And the first penalty of the proceedings. By referee Lindop, Ron.
Well, Lindop stamping his authority on the game straight away. Saints tacklers were in there, well in there, and this is what it's going to be all about today, the name of the game, tackling. Back to you, Alex.
Thank you. Australia drive it in. The big number 10, Steve Roach. Formidable figure, this fella. And that's Greg Dowling. Royce Simmons, a hooker from Penrith. Sterling to Lewis, the kingpin. Makes half a break. The ball goes wide. Well, they've stopped him in the end. The Saints defence already under tremendous pressure. Australia bring it right. Lewis held up in the tackle. Sterling wanting more width, but Saints have the ball. They come away with it. This crowd really urging the Saints on this afternoon. Big Arkwright driving in. Graham Liptop working the blind. Saints get the ball out. Australia pushing forward. Referee Lindop, but not seen it. Graham Liptop blind again. Where's the support? On the sixth tackle, Paul Laughlin hoists the ball. That's number 2, Dale Shearer of the Manly Club in Sydney. Breaks one tackle. Throws the ball out. Kevin McCormick and Steve Halliwell ground Gary Jack. And already we've got an injury in the Australian side. Well, it's this enormous number 10, Steve Roach. Saints tackling, comes in again. Andy Platt. Saints need an early score here. Number 12, Brian Niebling of the Redcliffe Club in Brisbane. Peter Sterling's kick charged down by Steve Halliwell. And the penalty is given for offside to St Helens. This crowd really getting behind the Saints this afternoon. It's a huge crowd, certainly at least 15,000 it was predicted. Paul Laughlin hoping to find touch. Difficult wind. Tony Burke, what can he do now? Drives his way forward. Neil Holding acting half-back. Paul Palmer on the blind side, driving his way through. Saints in a very good position here. Liptrot, Holding, Good tackle there by the Australians. Niebling. Neil Holding offloads. Big arc right. Half a gap there. Gene Miles in with a tackle. Saints are looking to make the most of this early pressure. The ball comes down the line. Platt. Interception. That's the penalty you pay for open rugby. There's nobody going to stop this fella. That's Dale Shearer of Manly. Well, Saints paying the penalty for trying to get the ball wide. Well, Ron Hoof, this is how dangerous these Australians are.
Well, yes, Saints on the attack, as we say, Alex. I think it was Andy Platt that threw that pass out, a long pass, looking for trying to create a bit of space. And Shearer there saw the long pass coming over, stretched up for it. The Saints defence was stretched, and he took it, and there was no stopping him. Touches down just to the right of the posts. 4 points to nil, Australia in the lead. Malmanenger attempting to make this conversion. Dale Shearer, one of the uncapped, should I say, or should I say he didn't play in the first test. One of the two that didn't play in the first test, with Dunn being the other one, substitute. Malmanenger lining up now. He makes no mistake. Bangs it right between the sticks. Australia are off to a rather fortuitous start, I think, as Saints had closed them down. Saints playing really well, but Australia in the lead now, 6 points to nil. I hand you back to Alex Service.
Thank you, Ron. Yes, arguably a disappointing start for the Saints. 6 points conceded. Australia bring it away. Make 3 crushing Saints opponents. Australia using their forwards as battering rams. Blindside dummy run there. And the referee, Lindop, quite correctly, penalises the green and gold for obstruction. Chris Arkwright just been over to the bench for further instructions. Paul Laughlin, that's a better kick. Sets the Saints up once again. Paul Forward driving wide, knocks Neil Holding over. Neil Holding again, the pivot. Tony Burke trying to drive through. Saints look to have 1 or 2 moves on the cards. Chris Arkwright, can he take them on? One of the few British players I would have said capable of taking this Kangaroo team on. Saints take it wide. Roy Haggerty. Graham Littop sells the dummy. Tony Burke bends them off. Looks for support. Saints bunting a little bit here. Brett Clark with the bomb. Gary Jack misses it. And referee Lindop gives the penalty. Very difficult to say what the penalty was for. Perhaps a bit of holding back, a bit of obstruction. Certainly Paul Laughlin, a clear chance of reducing this lead. Saints have barring the interception try, have certainly taken the game to the Australians. Paul Laughlin lining this kick up, and that, as they say, will do nicely. That's 6 points to 2. Paul Laughlin, the new club record breaker, of course, after that magnificent spell of kicking against Carlisle. Wally Lewis, very much the kingpin of this Kangaroo side, to restart, a very measured kick. Saints forwards trying to bring this ball away now. Tony Burke, tackles come in. Roy Haggerty, offloading to Graham Liptrot. Barry Ledger weaves, dodges. Well, he didn't get very far, Barry Ledger, but certainly showed signs of what he's capable of doing. Brett Clark to Roy Haggerty. The ball cannons off his chest. Rather unluckily. Coming through like an express train, Roy, there. That's the Australian number 13, Lindner. The sub for Australia, the 15, Paul Dunn of Canterbury Bankstown. Sterling. Well, Wally Lewis fires a pass into touch, Ron.
Yes, Australia trying Saints tactics there, trying to beat the defence, throwing the pass out. As I say, the wingman Malmaninga had moved right up and the ball goes straight into touch. Scrum down now, just inside Saints half.
Thank you, Ron. Instant see how the scrums will go. Saints get it back. Neil Holding tries to work the blind side. Crowd have obviously seen something untoward there. Obviously, referee Lindop has as well. And it'll be Paul Laughlin to gain, saying some valuable yardage and set them up on the attack once again. Big forwards come grinding in. Saints will be looking to get this ball wide. All the centres are bigger than the forwards. Neil Holding. Defence up very, very quickly. Man, you'd expect that of a national side. Brett Clark to Neil Holding. Ball floated up in the air. Ball pulled back at Jack. Offloads. Gun, the tackle's coming in there. Wally Lewis, the unfortunate recipient. Referee Lindop, in the meanwhile, penalising the Saints for offside. Offside on the far side of the field. Peter Sterling now to take the kick for Australia. Simmons, the hooker. Dunn of Canterbury. Mismove. Once again, good tackling by the Saints. Let's hope they can keep this up. Australia work the blind side. Big number 11, Cleal. Passing a little bit sloppy. Peter Sterling as ever, tidying up. Meets Chris Arkwright and Andy Platt. Wally Lewis. Sir Dowling. Saints have the ball. And referee Lindop has no option but to penalise Wally Lewis. Saints take it wide. Chris Arkwright. Steve Halliwell. Halliwell drives forward. Still going, Steve Halliwell. Good play by the Saints centre. Where are they? Graham Liptrot works the blind. Roy Haggerty. Roy Haggerty offloads. Tony Burke. Great rugby by the Saints. Neil Holding, Saints still bunching rather. Graham Liptrot. Paul Forber. Saints working the blind side quite frequently. Neil Holding, a superb little grubber kick. Has it gone? Yes, it has. Excellent play by Neil Holding. Lots of Saints supporters thought he was unlucky not to be included in the test squad, Ron.
Yes, well, there's quite a few that we thought it was unfortunate not to be in the test squad. And unfortunately, Bamford sticking with the same side. Anyway, Saints playing some good open rugby. A brilliant kick there by Neil Holding. Scrum comes out to Saints.
Chris Arkwright, as ever, taking them on. A major threat to the Australians today. The crowd in a frenzy. Andy Platt. Australian tackling as ever, rock solid. We'll soon find out. Saints take it wide to Brett Clark. Saints keep it alive. This can be a try. What a great tackle. The gaps are appearing. Brett Clark. Andy Platt. He must keep this ball alive, the Saints. Roy Haggerty. Haggerty to Holding. My word, Saints nearly were over then. Brilliant rugby. Kangaroos on the ropes here, no danger. Offside, it's got to be. It has got to be. Well, Ron, 2 clear chances there.
Well, putting them under pressure here, Alex, yes. Greg Dowling clearly offside there. Roy Haggerty very unlucky. Beg your pardon, very unlucky not to go through on his own. The gap just opened there. Neil Holding on support inside. He passed to Neil Holding. He just lost his footing and was brought down short. From the consequence in play the ball, Dowling clearly offside and therefore resulting in a penalty to Saints. Paul Loughlin lining up now, see if he can get his second goal of the day. 15 minutes gone already in this first half, and there's only been one side in it. Apart from that interception try, it's been all Saints. Saints are out there to do their job today. They're doing the tackling, they're playing some good open rugby, they're looking for the gaps, and that's what it's all about. We've had we've had over 2 weeks rest. He pulls it to the left. We've had 2 weeks rest anyway. Saints are definitely on song. Unfortunately, Paul Loughlin misses that goal.
Thank you, Ron. Yes, another costly miss by Paul Loughlin. Saints need to take every opportunity they can of scoring this afternoon. Australia with the drop out to Bill Beavers. Unfortunately loses the ball. Peter Sterling retrieves for the Kangaroos. Wally Lewis as ever directing operations. But this time penalises the Saints for offside. It looks as though they're going for goal. Well, cries of boring from the popular side. I think Wally Lewis quite correctly has seen this as an opportunity to take the pressure off. Malum Meninga, of course, this afternoon's kicker. Kicking in the typical Australian style. Tended not to kick too much at Knowsley Road. Having said that, I remember one superb conversion at Halifax of his own try. A very wafty effort from the big man there. Saints to restart, of course, with the dropout. Neil Holding. Peter Sterling. My word, look at him. Well, his former teammates are out to rip his head off. How's that for friendship? Greg Dowling meets Paul Palmer again. Don't the sparks fly? Australia take it wide. This is where they're dangerous. Oh, what a great ball. The tackles need to come in now. Saints on the rack. Wally Lewis dictating play. Dictated play in the test match last week. He's there again, Peter Sterling, the little dictator, I suppose you can call him. And Australia knock on, probably just as well. Steve Halliwell and Neil Holding were lurking there. Steve Halliwell certainly looking very sharp this afternoon. Ball comes out on the St Helens side. Neil Holding to Kevin McCormick. Bang. Dowling, number 12, Brian Niebling, and number 2, Dale Shearer. Clatter Kevin McCormick into touch on the first tackle. Australia win it. Sterling to Lewis. Gary Jack in the line. Great tackle by Bill Beavers. Now see big number 4, Gene Miles. Australia offload it. Superb tackling again by the Saints. Sterling to Gene Miles, the danger man. Offloads in that characteristic one-handed style. Number 8, Greg Dowling, the ex-Wigan player, of course. Paul Dunn. Dunn to Simmons. The pass is knocked down. Lewis. Interception. Can he go the length of the field? Oh, Sterling does his job. My gosh, Australia living dangerously. Holding down in the tackle as well. Well, Ron Hoop, there are clear signs that Saints can make a game of this.
There's no danger about that, Alex. Saints will definitely make a game. They've been the best team so far. Barry Ledger unlucky there. He got an interception, and unfortunately it was well shielded. But they held him down to play the ball. Saints get the penalty, and Saints are driving forward, 25 yards from the Australia try line.
Ron Neil holding at the all but many a Saints attack this afternoon. Rise of where's the support? Holding again. Dodging and weaving. Oh! Well, I think there's another clear chance to get the ball wide. The linesman's on. I think the argument is that the Saints player was tackled without the ball. Gene Miles, the offender. And it looks as though the penalty will once again go to St Helens. What an entertaining game so far. Very promising performance by the Saints. Certainly had half chances of scoring. And at this rate, it can only be a matter of time before the Saints do make an impression where it counts on this behind this Australian try line. Paul Laughlin now with another vital attempt at goal. This time he makes no mistake. 6 points to 4. Everything to play for now. Kicks do win matches, of course. I'm sure this crowd, certainly in the region, 15,000, 16,000, would love to see a Saints try. Wally Lewis restarts. Bill Beavers. Tackled by Peter Sterling. Such a great little scrum half, this fella. Roy Haggerty. Paul Forber running wide, having an excellent game this afternoon, Paul Forber. Graham Liptot, Tony Burke, the defence is up. Now with Graham Liptot work the blind side. Neil Holding hoists the ball into the Australian half. That's the big man, 1 against 3. Oh, magical stuff. Well tackled again by this St Helens side. Sterling beating the tackle. Now a test for Kevin McCormick. He's up to it. Gary Jack in support. The numbers are there again. Good covering by the Saints defence. Lewis again fires one to Sterling. Sterling with those little chip kicks. Tremendous kick it was too. And referee Lindop gives the penalty to the Saints for pushing back. Well, Ron, there was a danger with that little chip from Peter Sterling that the defence will be caught flat-footed.
There's always a danger with these Australians, Alex. They're very versatile, anything can happen with them. As I said, dangerous kick from Peter Sterling, but Barry Ledger was fouled at the attempt to gather the ball, and for the resulting penalty, Saints are now in possession and driving forward.
Thank you, Ron. Saints working the blind side. Barry Ledger. We'll need just like a run this afternoon, Barry. Once again, Saints work the blind side. Arkwright offloads. Clark beats one. Tackles come in from Dunn in particular. Saints looking for a bit of width. Once again, that very dodgy pass. Paul Laughlin unfortunately knocks on. Always very risky, that type of ball, Ron.
It was very risky, a long ball. Referee Lindop on the job. He reckoned Laughlin knocked on. I know it did go forward, but I didn't think it actually touched the ground. Anyway, from the scrum, Saints have got another penalty.
Yes, Ron. Well, Peter Sterling there, a little bit of peak, but certainly Saints supporters can't argue with the penalty count so far.
Oh, we can't argue at all, Alex. 9 against 2, and we're winning in the scrums 3-1.
Well, that's exactly what we did in 1982, Ron. Certainly in the scrums. Saints taking this ball away now. Desperately looking for that try that'll raise the roof here. Roy Haggerty. Oh. Graham Littrot, the pivot once again for the runners. Andy Platt looking to get both centre three-quarters away there. Graham Littrot, this Australian defence is up very, very quickly. It's Arkwright. Chris Arkwright at his best, taking players on. Neil Holding. Another classic little chip kick. Well, I think Neil is trying to play Peter Sterling very much in his own game. Another scrum, the ball finding touch, beating Meninga. Referee Lindop not satisfied. Sterling, Saints have it. It looks as though they're going to get ahead. Neil Holding. Can he go? Still keeps the ball in play. That's important on the first tackle. Saints look to bring this ball left. Where's the support? Ball's a bit flat. Paul Laughlin striding out now. Offloads. It's untidy. That's another chance lost. Australia bring it away. Very scrappily. Australia keep it alive. McCormick! Oh, bad luck, Kevin McCormick. Well, another heart-stopping moment for the Australian defence, Ron.
They must be panicking like mad. They must be flapping. Brilliant play by Saints. Unlucky there, as I said, to lose the ball. Paul Laughlin as he passed out and the ball went out. We got the ball back. We comes over here. Kevin McCormick unlucky not to catch it as he hit it with his hand. Anyway, scrum down and Australia have won the scrum.
Yes, that's a rarity in this game, Ron. Wally Lewis, well, tackled in possession. What next? Simmons, the acting halfback. Saints forwards do their job. And again. Saints tackling this afternoon has been absolutely tremendous. The last tackle. Now, what have the Australians got on up the sleeves this time? Sterling as ever. Hoists one. Fine touch. The Australians content to try and pin the Saints back in near their own 25. Roy Haggerty making a blindside run. Chris Arkwright doing what he does best. Tries to get him onside. Once again the Australians push up. Brett Clark. Well, that's a bit lucky. Liptop keeps it alive. Another 6 at least. Saints pass a little bit flat. Australia come away with it. Well, Saints certainly are adopting this policy of kicking well before the 6th tackle. G. Miles, there's an overlap here if he uses it correctly. Gary Jack in the line. Good ball out to Miles. Miles, that one-handed pass. Great skill. Australia, for once, pressing the Saints line. Lewis offloads to Simmons. Good tackling by the Saints. And Wally Lewis, it appears, has, as they say in the trade, stopped one. And the linesman's on. And that is something that the Saints can ill afford, to have a player in the sin bin for 10 minutes. Well, certainly it looks as though it's a sin bin, Ron. He certainly seemed to indicate that.
Well, I don't know, Alex. I know he's booked him. He's booked Arkwright, but both lines went on for a tackle on Wally Lewis. But I'm just...
Well, certainly there were no howls of indignation when Chris Arkwright went off. Mal Meninga with the and Mal makes no mistake there. It's given the Australians a bit more leeway. Of course, it made things a little bit more difficult for the Saints. 12 against these fellas, well, it wants some doing. Neil Holding restarts. They've got it all to do now, Saints, before half-time. Jack, superb ball out with support here, the Kangaroos. Great tackle by Phil Beavers. It's Gene Miles. Tackled by Roy Haggerty to keep the ball alive. Peter Sterling sweeps up, as it were. Once again, good tackling by the Saints. Simmons thinks about working the blind side, goes by himself. Supports there. Big Noel Cleal. Formidable figure, this Cleal. Australia have the numbers. My gosh, Paul Dunn, the Canterbury player, and number 12, Brian Niebling of the Redcliffe Club of Brisbane, saunters under the sticks. Well, that is now 12 points to 4. Always very difficult to run with 12 men on the field.
Well, yes, Alex, as you say, 12 versus 13, and especially if the Kangaroo tour inside. Quite an easy try there for Brian Niebling, having been fed by substitute forward Paul Dunn. He saw the gap, he slipped out of a half tackle, created the gap, Niebling in support, and he scoots in under the sticks. As you say, 12 points to 4 at present for Australia. 33 minutes gone in this first half. Unfortunate incident there with Chris Arkwright and Wally Lewis, and we're down to 12 men. Malcolm Ingle lining up now. Let's see if he can make it his third goal of the afternoon. Shouldn't have much problem from this distance, right in front of the sticks. And he bangs it over. 14 points to 4, Australia now in the lead.
Well, remembering what dear neighbours Wigan did to these boys, the game's not over yet. Australia certainly taking the chances. Great take by Peter Sterling. Andy Platt nails him. Australia seem quite understandably a much settled side now after that score. And certainly every half chance you've got to take against these fellas. That's Paul Dunn. Graham Liptrott's up very, very quickly. And Wally Lewis with one of his typical touch-finding efforts. It's a shame Great Britain haven't got such a dominant figure of their own. It was obviously apparent in the test match. Referee Saints take it away. Kevin McCormick comes inside. Uses his speed. There's the support. Brett Clark. Where is the support? Andy Platt. Tony Burke drives forward. All these half chances have got to be taken by the Saints. Referee Lindop penalises Australia again for offside. What are they going to do now? It looks as though yes, it looks as though the Saints are opting for the kick. Paul Laughlin. Meanwhile, Wally Lewis receiving some attention. And Paul Laughlin with a kick. It's there. Certainly gets a lot of height, Paul Laughlin, with his kicks. At times that height can affect the direction of the ball, but fair enough. 6 points to 14. We've still got a game on here. Neil Holding, who's also been having attention after that last scrum, seems to have recovered. This restarts to Larry Ledger. The tackles come in. These Saints players certainly earning the money this afternoon. These tackles are positively fierce. Roy Haggerty. Graham Liptrott. Once again, Saints opting for the early kick. It's turned the defence. That's a good kick from Neil Holding. Let's get the tackles in nice and early now. My word, this fella's a plier. Good tackle. Australia getting into a bit of a steamrolling groove now. Saints have got to tackle and tackle again. Beautiful skill. Oh, throws Neil Holding off. Where's the support? And referee Lindop, I must confess I find that decision Rather strange, but he's the referee. Holding back is given. I'm sure Ron Hoop will have something to say about that one.
I certainly have. Well, I think that, I mean, up to now he's not been so bad, Lindop, but I mean that was ridiculous. The pass to Lewis originally was a bloody mile forward. Oh, I beg your pardon. I just lost my head there. A mile forward, and he rules as it pulling back. Well, ridiculous. I apologise once again.
Yes, expletive deleted, Ron, don't worry. Meanwhile, while all the dust settles here on the commentary podium, the big man, the adopted saint of 2 seasons ago, missing the goal attempt. Well, we're all on half-time here. Saints with the drop out to Gary Jack. Andy Platt. Great tackle by the Saints. And there's the hooter. What a pity Saints didn't take those half chances. Half-time score here from Nosey Road. St Helens 6, Kangaroos 14.
Back with you now for the second half of this Saints-Australia game. Saints with a full complement on the field now, 13 players. Chris Arkwright coming back, having gained 10 minutes in the sin bin for an off-the-ball incident, supposedly on Wally Lewis. Saints with the original 13. They started the first half. On come Australia now as the band marches off. Alex Murphy, I don't know whether he'll be pleased with his side or not, but I think they've played extremely well the first half, the Saints. Very unlucky to be 14 points to 6 down. As I say, interception try, and for 33 minutes Saints had held them. They had hardly been in our half. Unfortunately, when Arkwright went off, they scooted him for a try under the post, and they're leading 14 points to 6. Alex Murphy there coming out. In local press this week, obviously the editor of the Reporter and reader had written in saying Murphy for Great Britain. I mean, the St Helens don't want to lose him, but I feel that way too. Anyway, Wally Lewis kicks off. Steve Halliwell gathers. Graham Liptrot now, acting halfback, going to bring it right. Over to Neil Holding. Paul Farber running forward. Paul Farber, one of Saints' most improved forwards this season. Graham Liptrot on the blind side. Out to Paul Loughlin. Some good attention there. Brian Niebling, Mal Meninger. Graham Liptrot again on the blind side. Back to Barry Ledger. Ball's knocked back. Out to Paul Loughlin. Third tackle now. Liptrot again, acting half-back. Takes it back. Neil Holding, going to kick downfield. Left-handed crossfield chip kick. Fielded by Brett Kenny. He knocks on in the process. Referee Lindop agrees with me. Scrum down now. Inside Saints half. First scrum of this second half. Neil Holding to feed. Ball comes out Saints side. Neil Holding on to Brett Clark. Brett Clark jinking forward. Long pass out to Phil Beavers up in support. Phil Beavers takes the tackle. Just brought down short of the halfway line. Saints spread it out. Chris Arkwright looks for the gap, looking to drive forward. Well tackled by Australia. Brett Clark acting halfback. Feeds out to Graham Liptrot. On to Halliwell. Steve Halliwell. Brought down just inside Australia's half. Neil Holding now, acting halfback. Going to move this ball left. Over to Brett Clark. Along the line to Andy Platt. Andy Platt getting his first touch of football against the Australians, substituting the first test last Saturday. Out to Brett Clark. Kicks for touch. Grubber kick for touch. Finds touch 25 yards from Australia's try line. Peter Sterling now to feed this scrum. As I say, on the 25-yard line. Set the forwards back down. Ball goes in. Out Australia side. Gary Jack up in support. Well tackled there. Some good Saints tackling by his counterpart Phil Beavers. Penalty St Helens there. Gary Jack not playing the ball correctly, or to Mr Lindop's satisfaction. Clear chance for St Helens now. Paul Loughlin lining up for a penalty kick. Well, Alex, unusual for these Australians not to play the ball properly, but Mr Lindop right on the job there.
Yes, that's Alec Murphy's dictum, of course, at Knowsley Road. Do the basics right. Referee Lindop, as you say, Ron, giving Saints the penalty. Saints have done well on the penalty count this afternoon, and this, I think, will be a vital goal for Paul Loughlin. And it's got to be said, Ron, once again, the height affected the direction.
Well, right in front of the sticks. Granted, it was about 40 yards out, but we shouldn't be missing those, but that's how it goes. Australia not off the hook again. Wally Lewis to restart, 25-yard dropout. Phil Beavers now takes the ball. In Peter Sterling and Gene Miles. Neil Holding feeds on to Tony Burke. Burke driving forward. Gene Miles giving him a bit of attention there. Referee Lindop doing everything in order. Saints now. Paul Farber running forward. Saints will have to run hard with this ball. Paul Farber out to Graham Littrop. Blindside on to Andy Platt. Andy Platt looking to take 2 and 3 of them on and slip that ball out, but these are a tremendous tackling machine, these Aussies. Graham Littrop again takes it left. Over to Arkwright. Arkwright looking for the gap. Last tackle now. Last tackle of this sequence of 6. On to Brett Clark. Takes it out to Neil Holding. Rubber kick crossfield. Neil Holding. Dale Shearer is well positioned. Fields the ball. Pushes one tackle off but doesn't get past Neil Holding. And Halliwell comes in to redeem himself. Aussies in possession now. Wally Lewis now acting half-back. Lindop penalises Saints for offside again. Bit of relief for the Aussies there. Wally Lewis to kick for touch. Australia's first penalty of the second half. He finds touch just inside Saints half. Roy Simmons plays it on. Wally Lewis. Gowling. On to Gene Miles. Gene Miles streaking away. Yes, Gene Miles. A good try to Gene Miles over there. Quick play the ball here from a offside decision by referee Lindop, resulting in a try to the right of the post for Gene Miles.
Thank you, Ron. The wind taken out of St Sayers a bit, but this fella Miles is an absolute monster. No question about that. The dominant figure in the recent Test match victory against Great Britain. Well, he's done it again here at Knowsley Road. Looked dangerous every time he's got the ball. Australia running the ball, not keeping it into the forwards. That's been a rarity for them. And the result there for everyone to see. That brings the score to 18 points to 6. And they're persevering with Big Mal in the kicking stakes. And they expect a contact. Once again, the ball is wide of that near post. Ron Saints with, should we say, a little bit to do here.
Yes, a bit under pressure now. As I say, early score from Australia, second half. A good Miles try, as I say, side through the defence. Stepped out of a couple of tackles and went over to the right of the post. 18 points to 6 now. Australia in the lead. 7 minutes of this second half gone. Neil Holding to resume. Neil Holding kicks it deep. Up to Dale Shearer, driving forward. Chris Arkwright, Paul Farber in at the tackle. Royce Simmons now, hooker for Australia, acting halfback. Dummies and takes it left to Noel Cleal. Cleal brought down. Simmons again, acting halfback. Dummies to the right, takes it to the left again. Brian Niebling up in support. Steps through some flimsy tackling, but cannot get the ball out to supporting Brett Kenny. Anyway, Australia on the attack. Out to Brett Kenny. Brilliant pass out to Malmeninger. Malmeninger siding up the wing there. Well brought down by Brett Clark and Andy Platt. Wally Lewis acting half. Noel Cleal, the dummy. Out to Peter Sterling. Linesman on here for something, some offence. Referee Lindop sees him. Wally Lewis manages to get up. I think he was doing a bit of play acting, but the referee is listening to referee Lindop. No doubt the result will be a penalty to Australia. Referee Lindop there. I don't know if he's going to get out. Tony Burke eventually, having a little chat with him. Yes, and there it is. Penalty to Australia.
Well, I think Wally Lewis must be like the wombat, Ron. He's very much a protected species.
Well, Australia are going to go for touch. Peter Sterling lining up. As Saints make a substitution now, Paul Round coming on for Paul Farber. Paul Farber been out for a good few weeks with a trapped nerve in his neck, very bad injury, but back for his first game today, and what a game. He's had a good game so far. Anyway, Australia on the attack, 10 yards from Saints line now. Simmons acting halfback. Simmons the hooker. Dowling on the burst, first receiver. No way through for this Dowling. Burke has him together with, I can't see who that other one is on the bottom. Yes, it was Paul Round, and the result, a penalty to Saints. Laughlin makes no mistake with that, finds it into touch. Saints. Ironman Haggerty driving through, trying to unload the ball, can't unload it. Plays it to himself, taking him on, Roy Haggerty, looking for the support again, still trying to get it. Finally bundled down by big Noel Cleal and Malmeninger. He's lapping his head up, Haggerty, he's lapping it up. Saints in possession, Arkwright tries to unload, unfortunate the ball goes forward. Australia in possession, Wally Lewis feeds on to Gary Jack up in support. Good pull back this Jack, hasn't been brought down yet. Wally Lewis here and Arkwright together in a tussle. Temper's getting a little bit flared now. Referee Lindop in the thick of it there, trying to sort it out. Linesman from the far side coming over now to report to referee Lindop. Chris Arkwright there with the shirt ripped completely off his back. Referee Lindop bringing Paul Round out. As I say, Chris Arkwright there with the shirt completely ripped off his back.
Well, Ron, there's so many individual little scuffles there. Well, I suppose you've got to say that's reasonable. At least he sent the pair of them off. Paul Round and Gary Jack. But there were so many individual scuffles there. I mean, it's, you know, per many 1 from 5.
Well, as you say, Alexis sent him off. 10 minutes in the sin bin. Gary Jack and Paul Round. Ball goes straight through the scrum there. Peter Sterling to feed. Ball goes straight through. Anyway, one against the head there. Phil Beavers scoops it up. Brett Clark acting halfback. Brett Clark out to Tony Burke. Tony Burke feeds on to Paul Laughlin. Laughlin striding forward. Halliwell's way impeded there. Halliwell out to Brett Clark. Out to Chris Arkwright. Out to Neil Holding. Looking for the gap. Neil Holding. Short ball to Andy Platt. Brilliant short ball by Neil Holding. Good Australian tackling. brought flat down on the halfway line. Phil Beavers acting halfback. Over to Liptrot, takes it out to Brett Clark. Jinking forward, Brett Clark. Brings it inside. Well fielded by Paul Loughlin. Opening his legs. Beats one, beats two, Paul Loughlin. Finally brought down by three Australian tattlings. Dowling, Meninga and Royce Simmons. Graham Liptrot again. Takes the ball, kicks forward. Taken by Brett Kenny. Very Ledger in support. Brett Kenny stretches his legs, drives forward. Chris Arkwright has him, make no mistake. Australia now in possession, driving towards the halfway line. Game just beginning to liven up now. On to substitute Dunn. Just manages to get into Saints half, but gets his ball out in the process to Royce Simmons. Over to Niebling, on to Lindner. Lindner driving forward, pushes off Brett Clark, who's hurt in that tackle. Australia still in possession. Peter Sterling, cross kick for the supporting Australians, but out of direction. On to Phil Beavers. Phil Beavers, a brilliant sidestep, sides past teammate Mal Meninga. On to Andy Platt. As I said, the game just beginning to warm up now. 13 minutes of this second half gone. Australia leading 18 points to 6. Roy Haggerty in support. Iron Man Haggerty, he'll lap this up. Graham Liptrot acting halfback, over to Arkwright. Saints second it left. Holding coming back inside. Holding jinking forward. Looking for the way through. Gets the ball out. Created the space. Over to Liptrot. Out to Tony Burke. Saints lined it. Unlucky Tony Burke though. Just couldn't get the ball out to the waiting Phil Beavers. Phil Beavers acting halfback. Takes it left. Andy Platt. Andy Platt pushes them off. Just can't get the ball out. Steve Halliwell acting halfback. Saints bringing it right. Long pass out here to Paul Loughlin. Space here for Saints. Loughlin on his own. Kicks downfield. Ball bounces in. Yes! The ball bounces infield and goes into touch. Brilliant bit of play there by Paul Loughlin.
Yes, Ron. Excellent kick. The Saints could do with this ball now. Well, after that little dust up, the game certainly has taken off. Saints need this ball. Well, they've got it back. Neil Holding to Chris Arkwright, taking them on. Well, Saints desperately want to try here, and they got the penalty wrong.
Yes, penalty to Saints, more or less right in front of the 6. Interfering with Chris Arkwright at the play of the ball. He wanted to get up quickly and play this ball. We had the Aussies on the rack there. A bit of professionalism, and they knocked the ball out of Chris Arkwright's hands. Graham Liptrot there, I think, wanted to take a quick play the ball, a quick tap, but Paul Loughlin told to go for goal for the 2 points.
At least Ron give an excellent chance of getting the ball back.
Yes, certainly have. As I said, whatever the outcome, and it should result in 2 points for Paul Loughlin, we'll get the ball back. Paul Loughlin already kicked 68 goals before today's match and kicked 3 goals already today. Makes no mistake with that. Bangs it over. 8 points to Saints, 18 to Australia. Big cheers from this Saints crowd. As I say, we've got to get behind these Saints now. Really giving the Aussies something to think about today. Deep kick from Wally Lewis. On to Kevin McCormick. Kevin McCormick driving forward. Beats one, pushes Sterling off, but finally brought down by Greg Dowling. Saints on the rampage now. Pushing forward. Tony Burke going like a train. These forwards will have to come from deep and drive into these Aussies. Taking it left, Saints. Arkwright. Arkwright looking to take him on. Neil Holding now, acting halfback. What plan have we got up his sleeve? Out to Graham Liptrot. Over to Haggerty. Break on here for Haggerty. Feeds out to Paul Loughlin. Out to Barry Ledger. Barry Ledger steps inside one. Finally brought down by Mal Meninga. Brilliant play by Saints. Saints on the attack. Neil Holding takes it left. Brett Clark. Graham Liptrot. Out to Chris Arkwright. Chris Arkwright looking to brush one off. Some good Australian tackling here. Brett Clark acting half-back. Takes it left. Over to Neil Holding. Neil Holding kicks forward. Obviously a planned move. Phil Beavers. Brett Clark. Phil Beavers and Steve Halliwell up in support. Brilliant follow-up by Phil Beavers. Brings him down. Brings the Australian player down. 10 yards from their own line. Onto Wally Lewis. Taken by Steve Halliwell. Brilliant Saints tackling. That's 2 tackles. Australian possession. Royce Simmons taken again. Steve Halliwell again. Takes him down. 3 tackles and they've gained no ground. Onto Gene Miles. Tremendous here. 4 tackles. Still 10 yards from Australian line. Saints putting Aussies under pressure. Wally Lewis clears. Kicks forward. Bad kick for him. Brilliantly taken by Kevin McCormack. He drives forward. 25 yards from Australian line. 6 tackles to make it count. Brett Clark out to Liptrot. On to Chris Arkwright looking for the half break. Australia push Saints back. Brett Clark again acting half back. First tackle of the 6. Brett Clark caught in possession. 2 tackles now. Graham Liptrot acting half back. Saints, Graham Liptrot takes on his own. Out to Neil Holding. Neil Holding looking for the gap. Phil Beavers in support. Out to Roy Haggerty. Roy Haggerty looking for support. Out to Neil Holding on the blind side here. No, Neil Holding sees the gap. Can't get through. Graham Liptrot now. Takes the ball, takes it left. Brett Clark. Chris Arkwright. Out to Beavers in support. On to Steve Halliwell. Yes! Oh dear. I thought that was going to be a try. It looked as though all he had to do was give it to Kevin McCormack. I think the ball got knocked out there.
Yes, Ron, absolutely tremendous skill from the Saints team here. They really do deserve a try. They did everything right there. Let's hope we can keep this pressure on. Having said that, Australia immediately come away with the ball, but this Saints tackling has been positively dynamite.
Yes, Saints unlucky there, as say, Sterling Peter Scrumman comes away with it. Australia in possession. Saints pegging him back on their own 25-yard line. Plays it to himself. Bob Lindner. Some super Saints play, as we say, this the first 20 minutes of this second half. Unfortunately trailing by 18 points to 8. Well, for me, that was a foul play, the ball by Australia, but this is the last tackle of the sequence of 6 now. Wally Lewis kicking crossfield. Phil Beavers, make no mistake, takes the ball, shows it to Barry Ledger. Barry Ledger in support. Barry Ledger went to the wrong side of Phil Beavers, unfortunately there. He went inside. Anyway, Barry Ledger acting half-back. Takes the ball away, loses his footing. Saints still in possession. Phil Beavers, dummy half, takes it left. Neil Holding, little chip through. Neil Holding. Yes, touches Malmaninga. The ball goes loose. Barry Ledger scoops up. Saints in possession. 6 more tackles. Feeds on to Graham Liptrot. Long ball onto Haggerty. Haggerty gets the ball out to Steve Halliwell. Takes it to Kevin McCormack. Plenty of space, Kevin McCormack. Ball goes loose. Dropped on by an Australian player. Australia driving forward now. Both Gary Jack and Paul Round back on the field now after 10 minutes in the sin bin. Australia in possession. Pegged back in their own half. Over to Sterling. On to Wally Lewis. Brett Kenny. Brett Kenny well dumped down. Paul Round straight in the thick of the action. On to Wally Lewis. Wally Lewis kicks crossfield. Kevin McCormack hurrying back to gather this ball. It bounces infield. It's very kind to us. Kevin McCormack fields the ball. Brilliant inside there. Phil Beavers brilliantly up in support. Takes the ball and he's flattened for his trouble.
Yes, Ron, tremendous excitement here. The crowd on the far side remonstrating. Phil Beavers has had a magical game this afternoon, he really has. One or two Saints players taken knocks, Neil Holding as well. Be interesting to see what the decision is going to be. The 2 sin bin characters, Gary Jack and Paul Round, back on the field now, of course, so we're back to normal 13 aside.
Thank you very much, Alex. Yes, well, Peter Sterling he had out there, I think, for the tackle on Beavers. As I say, all our Australian contingent playing extremely well today. Phil Beavers had a great game, Halliwell linking up Brett Clark. Unfortunate man to miss out today. Pat Jarvis picked up a 2-match ban on Thursday, even though he appealed against it, but the ruling body decided and upheld it. I'm sure he would have loved to play against the two in his side, having just missed out on a tour place. Anyway, Wally Lewis there getting a bit of attention, giving Graham Liptrot a bit of attention, and incurring referee Lindop's wrath. Well, it makes a change, Wally Lewis. Alex, do you think he's trying to get some of his own back?
Well, as you say, Ron, he likes getting his own way, but Saints to set up again here, driving forward, still going.
25 yards now from Australia try line. Brett Clark in possession. Feeds on to Roy Haggerty. Roy Haggerty stirring through. This Haggerty, Platt, Arkwright, these are the ones to destroy it. Saints on the rampage. Neil Holding trying to jink through. Selling the dummy, but the Australians didn't take it. Brett Clark now, acting half-back. Brings it over to Andy Platt. Andy Platt driving forward. Bundle down. Bob Linder. Noel Cleal and substitute done, I think. Yes, on to Arkwright. Arkwright showing the ball, trying to drive through. Australia can see the danger. 20 yards, 15 yards, I would say, more like, from Australia try line. Saints on the attack. On to Haggerty. Haggerty looking to get the ball out. Just to Liptrot. Over to Tony Burke. On to Paul Round. Brett Kenny was up to it there. Spied the danger. Tattle round early. Saints now still in possession. Neil Holding. Cross kicks forward for the corner. Malmaninga there. Can he gather it? Takes it. Touching goal, I think. Yes. Takes it into touch behind the sticks. Drop out there from under the sticks. Well, we put him under a bit of pressure there, Alex.
Yes, that's one tactic I'd employ straight away, Malmaninga. He's suspect of pace. He's suspect if he can be turned. I think that was the purpose of the cross kick. Great tactics by the Saints. It's bound to pay off in the end. It's got to.
Wally Lewis kicks off from under these sticks. Well taken. Good kick by Lewis. Well taken by Phil Beavers. Phil Beavers drives forward. Had a tremendous game today. Taken by Peter Sterling and Brian Niebling. Graham Liptrot on to Andy Platt. Andy Platt looking for support. Brett Clark. Feeds on to Roy Haggerty. Oh, Roy Haggerty loses possession. Unlucky. Australia in possession now. Noel Cleal. Over to Peter Sterling. Saints getting the overlap here. Onto Paul Loughlin. Malmaninga. Lovely ball out from Malmaninga to Brett Kenny. Australia still in possession. Gained 50 yards from that run there. Bullet pass out there from Wally Lewis. Out to Greg Dowling. Greg Dowling passed on the... Oh, hint of a forward pass there, but the ball still goes to the right. Fed on to Noel Cleal, and he takes it over to the right in the right-hand corner.
Yes, Ron. Give these Australians half a chance, and they'll take it. Definitely more than a suspicion of a forward pass. I didn't think the ball to Kenny was forward, but certainly the last but one pass was marginally forward. That's now irrelevant, of course. The points are on the board, and referee Lindop has allowed the score, but one Saints mistake, and the Australians capitalise. This is what the Saints haven't been able to do this afternoon, capitalise on the Australian mistakes. Never mind, tremendous spell of pressure. It looks as though Sean Allen is about to make an appearance for the Saints now, and the Australian substitute, what a man to have a substitute. Little Teddy Lamb of Canterbury Bankstown is also warming up. Well, as the late Eddie Worthing would say, it's another flapper.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, Saints making a substitution now. Sean Allen coming on for Graham Liptrot. 27 minutes gone of this second half now. That other no clean try. Australia 22 points to 8 in a commanding lead. Quarter of an hour more or less to go. Australia capitalising on Saints' mistakes, as you say. Neil Olin resumes. It's Peter Sterling. It's his foot, goes forward, and Peter Sterling gathers. Saints in at the tackling there, pushing them back. Saints still not lost heart. Saints driving forward. Australia in possession. Out to Greg Dowling. Greg Dowling driving forward. Plenty of Saints attention. Paul Round in there with Chris Arkwright. Royce Simmons acting halfback. Taking it left, over to Crusher Cleal. Cleal drives forward. Well tackled. Sean Allen in with his first touch there. Out to Royce Simmons. Peter Sterling. Cross kick forward from Peter Sterling. Not up to his usual standard. Well taken by Beavers. Beavers well positioned today. Sterling up with Simmons. Takes Beavers. Saints pegged back on their own 25-yard line. Out to Paul Round. Paul Round fends one off. Tries to unload. The Australian tackling tremendous. Bill Beavers acting halfback. Directing a bit of play. Feeds on to Andy Platt. Brett Clark now, over to Roy Haggerty. Roy Haggerty in possession, fends one off, slips a lovely ball out to Paul Loughlin. Tries to get inside, Brett Kenny has him. Greg Dowling comes in to assist him with the tackle. On to Sean Allen, acts in halfback, takes it over. Brett Clark across the line, Neil Holding. No, knocked on. Comedy of errors there, finally knocked on by G. Miles. Scrum down now, 20 yards from Saints line. 29 minutes gone of this second half. 22 points to 8, Australia in the lead. Saints deserve a try. Anyway, there's Terry Lamb coming on now, substituted for Greg Dowling. Lamb going straight in at loose forward. Ball comes out the Saints side. Neil Holding, long pass on to Steve Halliwell. Saints in possession. Chris Arkwright in possession. Brett Clark acting halfback now. Takes it blindside. On to Roy Haggerty. Does all the damage down this blindside, Roy Haggerty. Just can't get the ball out. Cleal tries to knock it out of his hand, but Haggerty has it grasped firmly. Barry Ledger acting halfback. On to Brett Clark. On to Tony Burke. Driving forward. Australian tackling in 2s and 3s. Well up to it now. Takes it over. Saints taking it left. Andy Platt. Tries to get it out. Does well to get it out. On to Neil Holding. Out to Paul Round. Tony Burke scoops up. Over to Roy Haggerty. Here he is again. Down this side, Roy Haggerty. Gets it inside to Paul Loughlin. Keeps it in field. Saints keeping this ball alive. Brett Clark. Takes it left. Arkwright. Neil Holding. Saints line deep. Andy Platt. Oh, the ball finally comes out. Phil Beavers up in support. Phil Beavers turned inside. Approaching the halfway line. Last tackle of this sequence of 6 now. Steve Halliwell, dummy half. Taking it right. Brett Clark, little chip through Brett Clark. Peter Sterling receives. Feeds it on to Gary Jack in support. On to Brett Kenny. Referee Lindop gives a penalty to Australia. Said Saints tackle has gone in a little hard. Well, Alex, I think it was a little bit harsh there with that decision.
Yes, I think even the Australians were slightly taken aback by that. Very interesting. A couple of minutes ago, Roy Haggerty and Brett Kenny having a little set to, glaring positively daggers at each other. This big lad Paul Dunn's had a cracking game, Rob.
Yes, come on early substitute for Roach, and he has had a good game. Royce Simmons now in possession. Australia 25 yards from Saints line now. One of the rare injuries to the Australians. Referee Lindop stops the clock. A very rare occurrence, one of these Aussies being hurt in a tackle. Referee Lindop stops the clock immediately, allows the Australian physio to come on. The men of the match being announced for Australia, number 4 Gene Miles, and for St Helens, number 8 Tony Burke. Australia resume now, 25 yards from Saints line, on to Wally Lewis. Wally Lewis, long ball to Brett Kenny, pinpoint pass to Brett Kenny. Gary Jack up in support, takes the ball out to Mal Meninga. Mal Meninga brought down, 15 yards short from Saints line now. Royce Simmons takes it over his right to Wally Lewis, fine pass to Gene Miles, feeds on to Brian Niebling, who in turn feeds out to Dale Shearer. Dale Shearer goes over to the right of the post for his second try. Brilliant, free-flowing Australian rugby there, resulting in another try for Dale Shearer.
Yes, Ron, I think that sets the seal on this Australian performance. Niebling offloading very well. Powerful at running wide. There's a lot more skill in this Australian team than many people realise after the first test. They tended to keep the ball in the forwards a lot more. As we've said, Australia tend to take their chances. The Saints have had half chances to score but haven't taken them. They've given Australia a fright, make no bones about that. I'm sure Coach Murphy will have no qualms about that with his team. They'll be very, very pleased with the Saints' performance.